Hello everyone, Australian Motorcycle News here. My name is Peter Bom with a wrap-up of what happened today in Sepang, Malaysia MotoGP on the Friday. Quite a spectacular day in my opinion. The whole field is a little bit upside down, inside out. And this has a lot to do with the track conditions. So let's start with the track itself. This is the track that they all go testing so many times, so everybody knows very, very well what it is. The funny thing about this track is that it has, like all tracks, it has a couple of sectors. Here, sector 1 ends, sector 2, sector 3, sector 4. The thing is, these 4 sectors are fully different. And what I've seen in this session is the bikes that can do sector 1 or sector 4 good usually struggle a lot in sector 2 and sector 3, and you can already see the reason a little bit. Sector 2 and 3 have most of the fast flowing corners, which basically ask for another bike than the last and the first sector, because that's a powerful bike, but that also needs a bike that can stop in a good time and have an upright acceleration. This brings me immediately to the guy that surprised all of us, Pedro Acosta on the KTM P1 on Friday. I know it's not qualifying yet, but it means he was literally the best today, and he's straight into Q2 on the KTM, which nobody expected. And the interesting thing from me, what Pedro Acosta did, is that because I follow everybody's lap by lap, and he was immediately fast. Actually, he was immediately too fast. Pedro Acosta, first 5 minutes of free practice 1 this morning, on his ass. This afternoon, first 5 minutes of the session, on his ass again. But in between, they did pretty well. What they learned is immediately they were automatically fast in the first and the last sector. That came like easy for them, but struggled so much in sector 2 and 3. But during the day, somewhere in the middle, in the beginning of the second session, they found a way, lost nothing of the sector 1 and 4 speed, but gained a lot in sector 2 and 3. So fully deserved Pedro Acosta, fastest on Friday. But also with 2 crashes today he did. Another guy that crashed 2 times in the morning and in the afternoon was Alex Marquez. And Alex Marquez is basically one of the favorites for these races here, for this weekend. Also Jack Miller crashed this morning in the last corner, and he looked pretty... I mean, he wasn't competitive, his lap time were not really there at the moment, and the way the body language when he walked away is like, shit, I didn't see that happen, I'm already slow and I'm also crashing, but everything turns around later in the day. If I summarize the day, the surprise of the day is, apart from Pedro Acosta, having 3 Yamahas in the top 10. That's really strong. I'm just a little bit nervous that they cannot improve so much over the weekend as all the other manufacturers, especially Ducati, normally do. When Ducati has a difficult Friday, which sometimes happens, they made a huge step to Saturday and another step to Sunday. And the Yamahas, usually they arrive already with a good setup and a good plan, and that's it. They can't do anything else. So, but 3 Yamahas in the top 10, really good. The other good job, so the surprise is 3 Yamahas in the top 10. The good job obviously is for KTM, because they have Acosta on first, Pol Espargaro again. I mean, that's a wild card. Just like Phillip Island, straight into the top 10, straight to Q2, really good. The way he found his way in sector 2 and 3. The other good thing today was Johan Zarco. Strong, he finished second in today, and not just 1 lap, he did more really good laps there. The day was a little bit confusing, because in the afternoon when we need to qualify for tomorrow, there was a danger of the rain will come. Everybody knows it's going to start to rain at some point, but the question is when. All the clever guys started to put in with 30-25 minutes to go already a really good lap time, like Zarco, because later, maybe if it starts to rain, you cannot improve many, and it started to rain, but just a little bit. And then it dried out, and with less than 10 minutes to go, everybody could again go out and try to do the lap time. Then Zarco did it again. So Zarco on P2 for me is a huge surprise, because the Hondas are coming, but more Mir, more Marini, and Zarco was the guy that the first half of the season did the best results with the Honda, but since the other Hondas are coming, he sort of faded away a little bit. Definitely also a head case, because he lost his confidence by too many crashes, but really good job what he did here. Less good job today is Bezzecchi and Aprilia. I expected them to be immediately there, and they're not even in the top 10. And he's not even the fastest Aprilia. Ayagura, who's still injured on his hand, is the fastest Aprilia. So they have to find something this night. The other disappointment for me is the Yamaha V4 that is with with Augusto Fernandez with the wildcard here again, and they test a lot during in between the races. The V4 Yamaha usually tests a lot here. And they are actually relatively slower than when they did the first wildcard in Misano. Then he was within 1.2 seconds of the best lap times on Friday. Now he's more or less 1.8 seconds on the normal laps, too slow. So Yamaha doesn't make the progress with the V4 as quickly as they, not only as everybody want them to do, but that they needed to do. If they want to have a strong V4 in Valencia in a couple of weeks and then in Sepang next year, it should have been faster already here. The other guys that did not a really good job today is the Gresini team. They are actually lucky to have Alex Marquez crashing twice, still make it in the top 10, but just make it in the top 10. Yeah, so they were, and they get, the Gresini team was not that smart in not going out early enough to put in a banker lap. So they were like lucky that in the last 5 minutes the track was drying enough to still go for the lap time. That's it from today, and then we have the Moto3 and the Moto2, of course, with you Aussie riders. So Joel Kelso, solid 7th place in this afternoon. Jacob Rulstone, really solid 8th place. Actually, at the moment, he went quickly to P2 when he went for the time attack, but then crashed and had to cross his fingers because he couldn't get back on his bike to go again, but it was fast enough to stay in the top 10 anyway. Not fast enough for the moment is Senna Aegis, the winner from last week on the island, was only P15 today. And this track is different, but not super different compared to Phillip Island. So I don't know what happened there inside, but he will be there tomorrow. The last guy we need to talk about, let's go straight to him, Jack Miller. P3 on Friday is a super good result from Jack here. Despite the crash in the morning, they came back strongly, so not a lot to say, except that with P3, he's also the fastest Yamaha on the Friday, and that actually is a really good surprise. Little technical fact, just at the end of this session, if we look on the Yamaha factory bikes, the V4, but also the inline force from Jack, we see a lot of holes in the aluminium chassis, and they can use these holes to bolt plates to it to play with the stiffness of the chassis. So all these holes here can be used to screw plates of different sizes against the aluminium frame to make it stiffer. At the moment, it's like the softest option at all. It's one of the things that you typically see when a manufacturer is really trying to understand quickly where to go with the chassis. Am I too stiff? Am I not stiff enough? Where do I need to put my stiffness? You make your chassis more or less adjustable. That's it from the Friday. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you back tomorrow. Thanks for watching.